Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a marketing director or a managing partner at an accounting or bookkeeping firm, you're going to want to drop what you're doing and pay very close attention right now. We are unpacking a leaked Google feature that is going to fundamentally change exactly how prospective clients interact with your firm online. Now, you've probably been hearing a ton about AI lately, but chances are you haven't quite connected it to your firm's Google presence yet. Well, today, we're bridging that gap. Because your firm's Google business profile, it's about to start powering direct, real-time AI responses to your prospects. Let's get right into it. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover the accidental AI leak, what over 300 firm audits actually reveal, what happens when AI meets your profile, the brand new search reality, and finally, a 9-step prep checklist so you can take back control.
Section 1. The accidental AI leak and a glimpse into the future of local search.
Okay, so this isn't some wild prediction about what might happen 5 years from now. This is a feature Google accidentally pushed live. Let's walk through exactly what went down. On the morning of June 26, 2026, a brand new Messages button just suddenly appeared in the Google Business Profile dashboard. But inside, there was a totally new section explicitly labeled Handled by your AI agent. By midday, the local SEO community had spotted it. One post about it on LinkedIn blew up, generating over 240 reactions in just a few hours. By the afternoon, Google had completely pulled the feature back. It was an accidental early release of a feature that's clearly in heavy testing. But the direction here? It's absolutely unmistakable. Google is putting AI agents directly inside business profiles to answer your prospects' questions 24/7 in your firm's name.
And inside this leaked dashboard, the level of detail was honestly staggering. This wasn't just some basic, clunky chatbot. We saw settings for welcome messages, conversation starters, and a customer handoff toggle for when the AI needs to escalate a really complex issue to an actual human at your firm. But here's the real kicker. There was a Promote tab suggesting direct Google Ads integration. Think about what that means. A prospect could search for an accountant, see your ad, and literally message your AI agent directly right there from the search results without ever even visiting your website. And the AI just pulls data straight from your Google Business Profile to have that conversation. Now, as you might guess, the local SEO community sounded the alarm almost immediately. One specialist hit the nail on the head, pointing out that the bot can confidently say the wrong thing to a customer mid-decision in the brand's voice. Let that sink in for a second. It's communicating in your brand's voice to a buyer who is right in the middle of making a critical decision.
Another expert put it even more bluntly. They said a 24/7 AI rep sounds great until it confidently invents your store hours to a customer. And spoiler alert, the AI isn't just going to politely say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know." It takes those data gaps and turns them into incredibly confident, completely wrong answers. So the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. The AI agent is only going to be as good as the data it is trained on.
Which brings us to Section 2. What 300 audits reveal about the exact data this AI will use.
So we know the AI needs data, but what is actually sitting on most firms' profiles right now? Well, an audit of over 300 accounting and bookkeeping firms revealed a pretty staggering vulnerability across the industry. Roughly 40% of accounting firm profiles are entirely unclaimed. That means the firm doesn't even control its own information. They literally can't edit it. In this scenario, the AI is just going to scrape whatever random unverified data exists out there on the web, whether it's accurate or not. And the worst part? You can't even correct it. And unfortunately, the problem just compounds from there. 75% of audited firms have completely empty descriptions. Google gives you 750 characters to describe exactly who you serve, what you do, and what makes you different. That's a whole elevator pitch. Yet, 75% of firms use 0 characters. This description is the primary data source the AI agent is going to use to answer questions. If you leave it blank, the AI has absolutely nothing authoritative to work with, so it's just going to guess. Oh, it gets worse. 85% of these firms do not list a single service. Now, Google lets you select from a predefined list, things like audit, tax preparation, payroll, R&D tax relief. But if it's not checked off on that list, the AI simply will not know your firm actually offers it. Imagine a prospect asking the AI, "Hey, do you handle VAT returns?" And your AI confidently replies, "No, even though you've been filing them for 20 years. Nothing says hire us quite like an AI actively denying your core competencies, right? Finally, we found that 80% of firms have never replied to a single review. Glowing praise sits there unacknowledged and complaints sit totally unresolved. And this matters immensely.
A profile with active responses shows engagement. It gives the AI agent real context on exactly how you communicate with clients. Ignoring your reviews signals neglect, not just to your prospects, but to the AI systems that are actively trying to figure out what your firm is all about.
Section 3. Let's look at when AI meets your profile through 3 real-world scenarios.
Let's play this out and look at exactly what happens when a prospect clicks that message button. In scenario A, you have a totally complete profile. A prospect messages asking for an accountant. The AI answers accurately, pulling from your well-written description and your full updated list of services. The prospect books a meeting. Boom. The AI works beautifully for you. But conversely, look at scenario B. The firm has an empty profile. The AI has absolutely nothing accurate to draw from, so it pulls outdated directory info, maybe invents your hours, or confidently states totally wrong information. The prospect gets frustrated and leaves. In this case, the AI just worked against you, in your own name, to a prospect who was literally ready to buy.
And then this brings us to a major headache for larger practices. I call this scenario C the merger ghost. Multi-office firms routinely have 3 or 4 completely different brand names floating around the internet from past acquisitions. So if a prospect messages about an office you acquired years ago, the AI agent, confused by all this inconsistent data, might reference the old legacy brand. It might mention services you haven't offered in a decade. The prospect gets completely confused, gives up, and calls a competitor.
Section 4. The new search reality. Because frankly, this is much bigger than just messaging.
It is so critical to understand that this shift goes way beyond a little messaging button. That AI messaging agent is really just the tip of the spear. Google's AI overviews are already out there summarizing your business at the very top of search results, and they're basing it on your profile. When prospects ask ChatGPT or Gemini for a recommendation for a local accountant, those tools are citing your Google business profile. Apple Maps, Bing, Siri, Alexa, they're all pulling this exact same data into their ecosystems. Every single empty field on your profile isn't just a missed opportunity. It's a dangerous gap that AI across the entire web is going to fill with whatever random information it can scrape together.
Section 5. Your 9-step prep checklist. Let's talk about taking back control.
So how do we actually fix this? Well, the really good news is that preparation is incredibly straightforward. Most of this takes under 2 hours because everything you need is already sitting on your website, in a service brochure, or on someone's smartphone. Here are your 9 steps. 1. Claim and verify your profile. That is step 0. 2. Write out that full 750-character description. 3. Literally tick every single service you actually offer. 4. Go back and respond to all those outstanding reviews. 5. Upload real, current photos. Please, no stock images. 6. Ensure your website messaging matches your profile perfectly. 7. Standardize your brand names across the board to banish those merger ghosts. 8. Assign exactly 1 person in your firm to actually own this. And 9. Start publishing Google posts weekly just to prove to the algorithm that the lights are on.
And look, I really want you to view this checklist not as some minor, annoying administrative chore, but as a critical executive function of what we call AI governance. AI governance is the strategic act of standardizing and owning your firm's data across platforms to ensure that these AI agents represent your brand accurately. It's not just marketing anymore. It is a vital executive function of brand protection in today's landscape.
Now, I want to mention that all this data and analysis came directly from Vind My Business, who are Google Business Profile Specialists specifically for accounting and bookkeeping firms. If you're sitting there wondering exactly what gaps an AI agent would find in your profile today, you can actually get a free, completely personalized GBP Scorecard by heading over to vindmybusiness.com/scorecard.html. Or, if you just want to roll up your sleeves and fix this yourself, they offer a completely free masterclass built from the findings of those 300 audits, which you can find at the masterclass link provided right here.
The exact timeline for Google's official, permanent launch of this messaging feature might be a little uncertain, but the overall direction, it is completely inevitable. The firms that take a couple of hours to prepare right now are going to have an AI working tirelessly for them. The firms that wait are going to have an AI confidently inventing answers and actively confusing their prospects. So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on today. When that AI agent goes fully live, what is it going to say about your firm?